Hi, this is Lisa Shiro coming to you from K Counseling and Anxiety Treatment. And I am a licensed mental health therapist and breakthrough coach. I get to help people who feel stuck say no to that inner critic and yes to their inner rock star. So because of the nature of what I do, I treat anxiety disorders. I treat many people who come in here saying, look, I'm having panic attacks and I need some help. So I'm going to give you some techniques today, some quick and dirty techniques that you can use to just calm your body down. And these panic attacks are often our body's misinterpretation of these danger signals. And when this happens, our body gets ready to run or freeze or fight off an attacker when really that's not what's going on. And so when the brain sends those signals down to our body responds really well and lightning fast. So if any of you have ever had a panic attack, I don't have to tell you how awful they are. Some people end up in the emergency room thinking that they are going to die. Some people's vision is affected. Some people have kind of jello-y arms. Some people have like their heart's beating so fast they're pretty sure it's going to beat right out of their chest. So one of the techniques, and there's a lot of them out there. I'm of the thought that let's quit trying to avoid it because I don't want your fear to get reinforced of it. There's really nothing to be afraid of. So one of the things that you can do is what I call the rule of 25. And the rule of 25 is based on a Panic Away program that I'm familiar with. And basically what it is you first think of 25 and then you just start counting down. But as you're counting down, you're visualizing an upside down triangle or a filter, if you will. But the idea is that it's going to nothing. And so it's like you're acknowledging the feelings you're having, as awful as they feel in the moment, but then you're asking it to leave. So that is one technique to do. The other technique is to take your shoes off and your socks off and immediately put them on the ground. So if you're driving, pull over, take your shoes and socks off, put them on the ground. Another technique that works quite well is to just take a wet, cold washcloth, squeeze it out, squeeze the cold water out, and place it right along the backside of your neck. And then finally, there is one other thing that works pretty well, and this is where there's a couple other things. One of them, you can fill up a sink with as cold a water as you can possibly stand and just put your head in it. So just doing that will slow down that sympathetic nervous system, that one that's just, rattling up your body and you're all nervous and you're sweaty and you can't breathe. Stick your head in a sink full of cold water, pretty cold water. And so what's happening during these panic attacks, and I'll give you one more at the end of this video, but what's really happening is you have two different nervous systems in your body. You have what we call a central nervous system, where it's like called the sympathetic nervous system within your central nervous system. And it's the sympathetic nervous system is the one that's getting activated. It's dilating your pupils, that your respirations are shallow, it's beating your heart, it's getting you ready to do something, fight, flight, or freeze. Sound familiar? Like Psych 101, right? Then they have the opposing nervous system, which is called like the vagus nervous system or the parasympathetic nervous system. And it's that latter system that we're trying to activate by teaching you some of these simple techniques. But the last technique is pretty clever, actually. And so if I were you, I would start by counting it down. And if you're down to 0 and it hasn't gone away, don't give up hope. One of the things you can do is roll up your sleeves and simply take your arms. I don't have my sleeves all the way rolled up. It's kind of a tight sweater, but you roll your sleeves all the way up and then take your arms across and then just pull. Just pull. It actually feels kind of good. So you're just pulling in. It's a great way to activate the vagus nerve. And then finally, of course, what we always have is the breathing. So what I like to do is the 4-7-8 breathing. And so when we have deep exhalations, we affect the parasympathetic nervous system. Remember, that's the one we want during a panic attack. 4-7-8 breathing, super simple. Remember, I'm the queen of simple because we can remember simple. Simple's easy to sustain. What do I mean when I say 4-7-8 breathing? In your nose for the count of 4, 3, 4, hold it to the count of 7, and then exhale, long exhalation on 8. So it's in 4 in your nose, hold for 3 to 7, 5, 6, 7, and then blow out on 8. And it's a long exhalation. I mean, it's like that breath is coming out of your toes. You're blowing everything out. Hope this was helpful. If you found it helpful, please share it. And be sure and click on to get notifications, subscribe to this channel. I'm always eager to provide as much help as I can to the public at large about just some simple techniques that we can use so we don't end up in the emergency room, or we don't feel like we have to take a pill, or we don't feel like we are just hopeless. But most of all, you're not alone. A lot of people have panic attacks. And so for the millions that are diagnosed, like I diagnose panic attacks, but for the millions that are diagnosed, I'm pretty certain there are millions that aren't. People that are suffering with them in silence. So we don't have to suffer anymore. I hope you loved this. Please drop your comments below. I'm Lisa Shiro with K Counseling in Boise, Idaho. Thank you.